Yo, what is up, Nerdy Squad? It's your boy is back with another video, and today we officially get to review Rippaverse alphacore issue number 1. Now, I'm gonna say first and foremost, this will be a spoiler-free review. I will have a spoiler stream on Sunday, so make sure you got your notification bell set. Make sure y'all tune in because I will be doing a spoiler review on Sunday, spoiler live stream. So the first thing I wanted to point out when I talk about this comic is the fast shipping. Um, I got the notification on Monday, the tracking number on Monday, that it was coming. And then fast forward to Tuesday, it arrived. It was supposed to get here on Wednesday, but it came on Tuesday. And honestly, my honest 100% opinion, I've had a blast reading this. I've looked this book over multiple times, and there are some hiccups. Now, I'm not an expert on comic books, so I ain't gonna know all the details as far as the wording, what goes where. But as far as like some of the colors, I'll show y'all that on Sunday, and other stuff on Sunday. But the main thing I want to talk about is this badass freaking cover and how good it looks. I know there's kind of a glare from my screen there, but this great looking cover, as you can see right here, how good it looks. Um, I really enjoyed this book. I really did, man. Um, Off the bat, I'm gonna just say my favorite character, excuse me, so far is Brian Solari. I think he's a very funny character, even when he's trying to be serious. I think he's very funny. Um, Ingrid Valdez, yeah, she's number 2 in this book as my favorite character, and honestly, even with the hiccups in watching other people's videos and them talking about the hiccups, this book was still very entertaining. I like this book way more than I like the Rippaverse Isom books 1 and 2 put together. This book was way more entertaining. I enjoyed the story. It was fun to read. I almost said watch. It was fun to read. It was action packed from beginning to end. Like I said, I like the characters. Now there are a couple of them I actually saw that were on cover. Was it cover C of Rippaverse that of course made an appearance, which is I honestly forgot these chicks. I forgot this chick's name. Michael and I think it's Ingrid. It's not Ingrid. What is this chick's name? Michael and whatever this chick's name is, I forgot. But anyway, Lillian. Okay, so Michael and Lillian. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, they're back. They're back. And the main thing I do want to point out is the art style in this book is super different than what we got in ISOM 1 and 2. In ISOM 1 and 2, when you kind of see like the shading of the character, I believe that's what you call it, on the side of their face, it's almost kind of like, it was all done digitally because you see like this whole black side of their face when, they're turned towards like a shadow versus when you see it here in this book, as you can probably see here on the cover, maybe not. I'll hold it close. There's there's lines here. You know what I mean? There's lines here on their face. So the artwork is definitely different, but I know it's 2 different artists. I don't know who worked on the other books. The ISOM book, excuse me. But Joe Bennett worked on this one. I guess he did the coloring, I'm guessing. But I think he did a really good job because the colors really pop. If that's one thing I will say about the Rippaverse books is the color really pops. But again, this book was entertaining from beginning to end. It kept me, just wanting to read it. There was never a point where I got bored and I was like, oh man, I'm done. I don't want to read anymore. I was into this book from beginning to end, people, okay? Um, I'm curious to know more about Lillian and Michael Spowers. We didn't get enough to see. We didn't see enough of them use their powers to really know what their powers are. Some of the other excerpts in here, there's one of them, man. I'm pretty sure you already seen him. I'm gonna just give that away. The guy with the electricity, whatever his name is, that guy was a motherfucking badass. I liked his character in this book. The old man, his character was really funny. I liked his character in his book. Um, There's another guy in this book. He kind of reminds me of the Thing, except he's able to kind of set himself on fire. I forgot what his name is. He has like a funny name. It's kind of country. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let me see. Let me see. Billy Bob Quinn. Yeah, okay. So I actually kind of like that name. I actually like that name. The only thing that kind of threw me off was his clothes. They never like burned off his body when it turned on his powers. You know what I mean? Um, but I liked his character as well. I thought his character was kind of funny. He reminded me of the Thing, put together with the Human Torch. Like if he was the Thing mixed with the Human Torch's powers, that's what this guy would be. You know what I mean? But again, overall, this book was very entertaining. And I'm looking forward to the sequel. There were some surprises in here. One specifically I did not expect at all. That really threw me off. But I just like the characters really because between Brian Solari and Ingrid Valdez, those two really I would say carried the story. You know what I mean? And it's like their characters have more life in them versus when you read the Rippaverse stories, there's not a lot of life in there in his character versus what you're getting in these two characters. There's more life, they're more entertaining. No lie, when I first saw or first heard that Eric July was coming out with this alphacore comic book, I really didn't know what to expect. I was kind of like, all right, you know, I guess I'm not really interested in it. I'll buy it because I bought the other two. And honestly, it's pretty much blown me away. I found it to be very entertaining. I don't know if it's because he's not the writer on this book. That's not to throw shade, and we know Chuck Dixon is the writer on this book. But Chuck Dixon did a good job with this one here. Honestly, a good job with this one here. I found it entertaining beginning to end. I know I've said that over and over, but it is true. I found this book to be very entertaining. I thought the characters were more lively than Isom. The book was just entertaining. That's the best way I can honestly put it. And there's certain things that happen in this book that didn't happen in either Isom 1 or 2 that really had me go, oh shh. Some serious stuff going down in here. Like I said, I don't want to get into too many spoilers because I do want to save that for the live stream. Because a lot of people still haven't got the book yet. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I want to talk about here as far as non-spoilery, if that's a word that I can make up and use. The colors, like I said, the colors really pop. Um, I really hope that this is turned into like a live action movie. I don't want to say TV show. I hope it's done into a live action movie, just because I want to see good level CGI as long as the money is into it and the CGI is looking good. I think this will be good as a movie, maybe good as a TV show as well. I just think that the CGI being in movies, you'd be able to put extra money into it. But Eric July, I'm the owner. I ain't trying to sell this to no company. We're gonna do it our way. So we'll see how that works out someday. Um, but like I said, this story was jam packed full of action from beginning to end. It grabbed you and never let you go. That's the main thing I really like about this. So Chuck Dixon, good freaking job on the story of this book. I cannot wait to see where you go with the next book in the Alpha series. I know we're gonna have to wait a while. I know we got Yar coming up from the Sasuke sisters, and then I believe we have I forgot the one coming out next year. I forgot the guy's name, but we got another one coming out in the spring. So Young Ripper is full stream ahead with his Rippaverse universe. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. The reason I've been getting into these books is because it's a universe that I can get in from the ground up versus when you look at Marvel and DC, there's thousands and thousands, maybe millions of comic books that you gotta jump into from that you gotta jump into or try to figure out where to jump into. That's what I'm trying to say. You gotta try to figure out where to jump into versus the Alpha Core book that's still new, still fresh. You know where to fit in because there's been only 2 books so far. But like I said, Alpha Core book kicked ass. Now I'm gonna watch some other reviews now that I've got a chance to read. Now that I've got a chance to read the book, I definitely go through it some more. If there's anybody specifically that I'm looking forward to watching, you already know who he is. I've mentioned him time and time again on my channel, and that is Mike Partika because the way that that guy dissects the Rippaverse comic books like no other. And honestly, I wish I was on his level of dissecting when it comes to his comic books. Your boy is not. I'm just giving you my honest opinion on why I like it. It's an entertaining book. It's a fun story to read. It's something I think a lot of you will enjoy if you like, of course, fun, entertaining comic books. Nobody wants to read a boring comic book, duh. Um, I think you'll really like the characters. Uh, this isn't a comic book where I feel like you'll have to go read the first two ISOM books to get into. You can just jump right into this book without having to read those books. You won't really feel left out at all. What else about it? Like I said, the color really pops. Um, you got some pretty cool characters in here, man. You got some pretty cool characters in here. Honestly, I was not hooked on this book until I read the synopsis for it. When I read the synopsis for it, that's when I said, okay, I gotta read this book because it sounds way more interesting than ISOM. And I hope ISOM gets better because I feel like if this is Eric July being down with three books, there's nowhere to go but up as far as the Rippaverse because where else can you go? I don't think you can get any worse. You can't go down no lower than rock bottom. So if this is rock bottom, hey, good luck to the guy. I want to see it continue to get better, continue to evolve. I know he's probably gonna bring on other veteran writers. I think that's the best thing that he can do is surround himself with veteran writers, be a sponge, learn from them like the Sasuke sisters, who I have no idea who they are, except for when just none. I'll put it that way. And then of course you got Chuck Dixon. I've got to go back and do my history. And then you've got what's the other writer's name? That's gonna be writing the other book. I can't even think of the name of the guy who was writing it. Mike Barron. Mike Barron. He's writing the Gooding book. That's what it is. The Gooding book. So he's writing the Gooding book. And honestly, that one I still have. I have less interest in that book than I do in the alphacore book. But I'm still gonna get it just because of the fact that I want to get into this universe more as I read about it. So yeah, Alpha Core book definitely has me interested. I'm definitely going to get the next one because I want to see the story continue and see how it continues. I do want to see what happens with the Alpha Core team. But if something you may not know, the Alpha Core are an extension of the police. They call when it's an except. That's what superpower people are called in this universe. They are called when excepts are up to no good. You know what I mean? So of course, it's some issues, but it's like, hey, we're the Alpha Core. We need to be the ones to handle the accepts because humans, everyday cops, don't have superpowers, can't handle the accepts, so that's where we come in. So of course, everybody not feeling the Alpha Core team. I'll get into that on Sunday, but I definitely think it's very interesting. Like I said, when I first saw them in the first Rippaverse Ice story, I had no interest in them at all. Once I read it like two or three times, I was like, okay. I really was judging the book by its cover. I felt like they were um, I felt like they were bad guys playing good. And then of course when they had like the one page in the Rippaverse Ice 2 book, I was still didn't give a damn. And then fast forward, now we got the Rippaverse book, and it has really only got me more interested, especially in these characters. But I'm now curious to read other YouTubers. I'm sorry, watch other YouTubers' reviews and see what they had to say. But again, entertaining book. The colors really pop. There are some hiccups there. Other YouTubers like Mike Partika will be able to point those things out. There are some things that I saw that I'll go over on Sunday. I don't want to do a spoiler review right now because there's people out there who haven't got a chance to read it or got their copy yet. But I know these copies are coming fast. I've seen people post them on Twitter. And again, I am looking forward to see where this Rippaverse universe go. So to you, Chuck Dixon and Joe Bennett, for the work that y'all have done on the Rippaverse Alpha Core comic book, bravo. Once again, great colors. The story is really interesting. Definitely give it a look at if you're interested in just interesting stories, nice colors. Give it a look at. And that's really all I got for this review. So you let me know in the comment section below for any of y'all that have already read it. What are some things that you like about it that I may not have brought up? Post those comments down below. Let me know what you all think, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace. I'm out.